What's up, everyone? Back with another video. It's been a while since I've posted on here, but I'm doing a 5-mask Orgrimmar run, Horrific Vision. It's not a full clear. I consider full clear being going for all the chests you can, all the odd crystals you can, killing all the mobs, pretty much just maximizing the amount of corrupted mementos you get. Honestly, Horrific Visions have been out for so long, and I'm still not very comfortable doing them. I just think I kind of get annoyed by doing them, honestly. Like, they're okay content for me. I like that it gives players a path to kind of keep playing that slot machine for their best in slot corruption and provide pretty good item level. So the first 5 masks will clear, or just 5 masks clear of any Orgrimmar Stormwind is 470 piece with a random piece of corruption, and then it continues to drop after that. It's like 465, and then I think a 460. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure how that system works. I usually just go in there and get my one run done for the week, just to get my Malefic Core to raise my corruption resistance. But yeah, so this is a Discipline Priest point of view video. I did not use any potions during the run. I didn't use any consumables. My character is pretty geared, to be fair. Like, I'm 477 item level. I show my talents, my gear setup before I start. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and watch this video. Unfortunately, there's no sound, and I don't know why. But again, no sound. So if you're playing Discipline Priest and you're looking at this, and you're thinking, okay, I can't do this because I'm a healer or whatever, well, Discipline, in my opinion, is one of the stronger healers to go ahead and do this, because we have to do damage to heal, obviously. But I always recommend, if you're going to do this as a healer, just because you feel like you're benefiting from the mobs having less health, and you feel like more comfortable that you heal yourself. And if you're in an oh crap moment and you just want to heal and your health is going down and you're playing a DPS, you can't really heal efficiently. So I recommend, if you are going to do this, you don't need to play healing trinkets. Like, you're not healing anyone else. You're not doing a 5-man. You're not doing any type of raid or any type of PvP or any content where you have to heal someone else. You're just healing yourself. So I recommend running very strong DPS trinkets if you can, if you have them. Cyclotronic Blast is a good one. I have it, but I don't really care to use it, because I just like having more haste, honestly, as a priest. I mean, right now I'm 175% haste. Like, I can get off a lot of, there goes 192% haste. I can get off a lot of smites. I can get my penance back, my schisms back in a timely manner. My dots are ticking faster. So I don't really care to have Cyclo and the mount trinket, but I do highly recommend at least one of them, and then your other one being some type of offensive trinket if you can, or something to make you feel more offensive, whether it just be stats like I have with my dragon scale, and your essences also. I play Crucible Flame. I play that in keys too, so it's kind of like just fits in naturally for me. But if you're a healer looking at this, and you're a Discipline Priest or a priest in general looking at this, and you're like, okay, I want to play as a healer, but I normally run Everrising Tide. You don't need Everrising Tide here. Excuse me. You don't need Everrising Tide here because, I mean, you're not going to heal yourself harder. It doesn't help. So Crucible Flame is probably the best major. Maybe Whirlwind, but I would highly recommend Crucible Flame playing. No, excuse me. Highly recommend playing as Crucible Flame Major, because just like the best single target. You can kind of alternate that with some single target trinkets on high priority mobs. I tried putting a skull on the ones that concern me the most here, and it's usually just the corruptors, and you'll see I put a skull on who concerns me the most, who I consider my priority target, who I burst down, so I don't have to deal with them as much. So yeah, I recommend, so when I went over my essences, I went over, I looked at Vitality Conduit, and I don't need that. I don't need Vitality Conduit here, because it just helps with healing. So I went with Artifice of Time because I like having more haste, and it honestly has a really good high uptime. and I usually have an atonement on myself, so I benefit from the high uptime from haste very often. Let's see. Let me see if I can pause it. This here is the icon for Artifice of Time Miner, and it comes up a lot and it lasts a while. It's very good uptime for that. So I just played with that. I didn't need my Spirit of Redemption. Is that what it's called? Man, I actually forgot the name. This one here, Spirit of Preservation. That's it, Preservation. I didn't need it, but I don't know. I probably should have went with the bubble that gets put on me, because that would have been a lot better for me passively. Because I didn't get much use out of it. There is a time later on in the run where I do get a good heal out of it, but it's to have been more like offensive oriented. I probably should have went with Rising Tide Miner, or even maybe Memory Lucid Dreams to get the versatility. But yeah, so I went this way first because I planned on using drums on Rexar, but then I kind of forgot. So I really didn't use many consumables in this at all. I think the only time I did use drums was on Thrall, the last boss. But yeah, if you saw back here, let's see, did I put the skull? I should, yeah. So these Dominators here, these guys, they shoot Void Bolts, and then the second cast is like Touch of the Abyss. That's a 5-second stun, and I know as a priest, I can't get out of that with my base toolkit, so I want him dead first, or her, or whatever the fuck it is. I want that gone first, so I pump into that. Now that thing is gone, and now I don't really have to worry about anything else. I can kite, I can be mobile, still do damage. I don't really have to worry about anything else here. So for me, in Orgrimmar, this is like my high priority target is the Dominator. That's pretty much it. You'll see in like later on this video, I go for those tendrils that they don't move. Well, they do spawn underneath you with a brown swirl. They kind of knock you in the air. Like, to me, that's annoying. So I kind of see that as a priority target for myself, just because I don't want to move unless I have to move. And sometimes, if I'm trying to move or a brown swirl happens, and I'm surrounded by I forget what they're called. You'll see it later in the video. But if I'm surrounded by my other little guys who fear me, like, I want to move on my own accord, not because this mob is telling me to, so I try and kill it sooner or later. That way I can kind of set up my escape route. So let me stop it here real quick. So the Void Torrent, I try and... So because this guy here, which is Dark Illusions, I want it to be inside the mob's hitbox. Like kind of right here where my mouse is, that circle there, you stand inside there and you don't get hit by Void Torrent. It's kind of nice. But since this guy was coming, I didn't want to get stunned. I think there's like a 2 or 3 second stun. I didn't want that drama. So you can also come back here like I did. So I was hoping he would despawn in time, and he doesn't. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get out of here. So behind the tree stump, and there you go. They just get balled up there, you don't get hit. And then later on I do the stand inside the boss's hitbox right here. And you'll see it goes right over my head or right behind me. I don't know how it just doesn't hit me, it doesn't affect me. So if you're a player and you're watching this and that boss gives you issues, those are 2 ways you can handle it. Oh, I also highly recommend, if you're going to do 5 mask runs, I highly recommend having your mother tree, at least to get to the Titans, filled out, and a rank 15 cloak. Because that's stuff that's just going to make it so much easier on you. Some classes can probably do it before all that, and they can better suited as a class in general to handle that. But I know with myself, I just want to make it easier on myself. So let me go back real quick here. So I turned my camera back to show you guys this. So Haunting Shadows, or Split Personality, are these guys here. Haunting Shadows is a circle that forms on your character and expands, and when it fully expands, it fears you, and I think it's about like 2 seconds for it to fully expand, or maybe 3. But here is the Split Personality. and you'll see when I turn around, but if you can see right now, this thing is elevated, the Z-axis I'm using, so that just was kind of how it played out for me. You don't get hit by these if you run underneath it because of the Z-axis, so you can kind of make a play on that if you want, but you see how it was up there, and I turn around, see how they're up there, I can run underneath it and be fine. Otherwise, I would have been kind of boned there. I didn't really have an escape route, but thankfully, that thing was elevated, I can run right underneath it. So you can try and manipulate. So the screen turning pink like it just did and everything's kind of closing in, that is a sign for a split personality about to happen. And then there was that circle for haunting shadows. So if you want, you can try and play the split personality and use the Z-axis, but the thing is sometimes like that Z-axis point that you're trying to put a split personality on might be your only escape route, and now you can't actually jump over it, and now you're just surrounded completely by everything. So I preferably like to play this in as open of a space as I can, and I'll pull mobs back to an open space just so I know, like, okay, like I am completely in the clear. I'm not completely circled in here. I do have an escape route. Boom, like there. The burn bridge, you can jump over. You can walk right over them. If they don't instantly hurt your sanity bar, they take maybe like half a second to spawn or to start actually taking damage. So you can just freely walk right over them. So there I go, walk right over, no sanity damage. So if you're brand new to these and you're watching these for your info, that's nothing to be concerned with. It takes like 6 damage if you stand in it, and you'll see like I do kind of end up getting boned here where I actually thought I was going to have to use my my cheap death orb. But thankfully it all worked out for me, and I didn't have to use any orbs besides one before Thrall, but I just wanted to go in with 100% sanity. So yeah, I highly recommend with these affixes. I think they're called, I actually forget what they're actually called in these. They're pretty much an affix. Just try and play, like know what they are and use your character the best you can to avoid them. Kind of know the toolkit as best you can. And just go for it. I mean, it might be one of the worst feelings in this game right here is where, yeah, I box myself, see right there, box myself in. I'm taking that -6 damage because I'm standing on my burn bridge. Yeah, so I boxed myself in there. That was a bad play on my part, but I lived through it. Here comes another bad play that I just get boned. But yeah, like I was trying to say, if you're going through it, if you're trying to go through this and you fail, like that might be one of the worst feelings you can have in this game. Because you don't get these coalescing visions, like you don't get 10,000 of them like whenever you want. Usually it's at the new week, usually at the start of like a new reset is usually when I get my at least 2 keys done. So to have 2 and have 1 burned because of a bad play or bad RNG maybe, or usually it's just bad play on my part, but it's one of like the worst feelings to be 15 minutes in, committed to one of these, and you feel like, okay, like this is already annoying, and then you have to use a cheat death on accident, somebody didn't really plan on using it, and then just like you get cycled through like a fear, then a stun, and then the mobs are destroying you, you're standing in a burn bridge, like all that just feels really bad, and then you lose a key. Like try not to get discouraged about that because it's probably going to happen. This happened to me plenty of times, and I didn't find that to be fun. Like to me, it's not like fun content. So now I just kind of do it just to get a video on YouTube, and to just roll the dice on the corruption. Even though the vendors are out now, or the mother vendor is out now, I still do it just to kind of like, let me see, maybe I can save some of my echoes and get that piece of corruption that I was trying to get purchased. But this time, oh look, I got it from my 5 mask run. So that's pretty much why I do it at least once a week. So Thrall here, like I said, I forgot to use my drums, and that was awesome lag. I thought I was about to disconnect there, that would have sucked. But Thrall is actually very easy if you take your time. Either there's been like two methods that you can kind of do. It's you can just use big bursts on I'm sorry, not Thrall, Rexar. If you use big bursts on Rexar only, like don't even touch the what are they, quill bores. You can do that route, but the thing is, when they cast their void quills, you are taking a bunch of sanity damage. So it's best if you try that route, you better be sure like you can burn Rexar down like very fast. So I know I can't, so I try and like actually tick his health down because he only spawns those Quillbore like at health percentages, and I don't know exactly what the health percentages are when he spawns them, but you can control like when they come out. So if you're a new player and you're watching this like, oh, I need to learn, like that's a very good tip is if you're going up against Rexar, he's giving you a hard time, just slowly take away his health. All right, one boar came out. All right, now I'm going to turn my focus to the boar. Either interrupt it, fear it, stun it, whatever. That void quill, that way I don't take sanity damage. Okay, I dealt with one boar. Okay, back to Rexar. Tick, 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 another boar. Boom, killed that. Back to Rexar. Tick, 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 another boar. You know, rinse and repeat until Rexar is gone. Or you can YOLO it if you can. Go for it. I don't like that method because I've tried it and I failed completely and it sucks. So I recommend the first one, or the one I did there in the video, to just chip away at his health pool, kill the Quillbore, chip away the health pool, just rinse and repeat until he's gone. Honestly, I find this mob coming up here to be the most annoying. It's don't know the name of it, but he's the one who does like the leap. He knocks you away and then leaps on you. Like, to me, that's just the most annoying. Usually because he'll knock me away into a split personality or something, and I'm stunned, and I can't move out of his leaping ability, and like that just chunks my sanity bar. So honestly, that's usually where I'll save like my Mount Trinket, my Shadow Fiend, my Crucible Flame, my Berserking Racial, just something to help me burn this boss down faster. I don't remember if I use it here or not, but that is just a point I want to make that I don't actually find Rexar very challenging. I find this boss, who isn't even the main boss in here, it's just a small lieutenant, one of the small lieutenants, I find it to be a lot more annoying than Rexar. So that was a touch of the abyss from the Dominator right there. I ranged the other one because I didn't have anything for it. I couldn't get to it in time, so I was like, let me just run away and see if that works, and it worked out. Don't know if I got clipped by my Haunting Shadows. That's how I got feared there. It's just annoying not having control of your character. That's one of my biggest like annoyances with this game is like just loss of control in the character and not being able to get it back, and I just have to wait my turn pretty much. I know there's some racials that'll help with that, but I don't play those classes, that race obviously. So all these mobs that spawn, like you guys just saw it there, that little purple orb that flew from me and landed and spawned another mob. You can use those to your benefit and proc your Gift of the Titans. So it didn't proc off the one that spawned for me, but it's still like it does do that. So if you can make plays like, alright, I'm actually going to kite this mob around, wait for my Gift of the Titans proc to be ready, and then kill it, and hopefully I get a Gift of the Titans proc, and then go at whoever I think is a hard mob. Like, this guy's pretty hard to me. Like, there I just made that was a bonehead play. I assumed it was going where I assumed the opening was going to be where I was at, so I just went for it, and I messed it up. But I was able to get through it pretty easily. Just big damn. And here, these burrowing appendages. These are the ones I'm talking about. There goes that brown swirl, and it was also in the Void Torrent area. They were also there too. But I think you deal with most of them here in this there I thought I was going to clip myself. I might have actually benefited from the Z-axis there, but I really thought I was going to get stunned there, and I was like, fuck. So I recommend with those, placing dots on them, refreshing them as they're going down, because they're still taking damage. So boom, I proc my Gift of Titans. Not ideal timing, honestly, because I have the rest of this pack, and I could have just went for the boss, but I didn't feel comfortable doing that, just because I didn't want to have like 8 different mobs on me and trying to deal with this annoying boss here. So I said, F it, I'm just gonna go at it. Don't need to Gift of Titans proc, I'll just burn it down. Okay, look, I did use my mouth trinket there. See, and there we go, right there. So he hits me, my screen's starting to turn a little that pinkish purple, which means I'm getting a split personality about to spawn. And as soon as I get my split personality, this is where I can leave. This is brown thing is blocking my exit path. That's just camera angle. So I wanted to turn around. So yeah, like I tried to turn around and run, but he came and smacked me. That's the boss mechanic into a split personality. So I get that disorient, and then now I can't do anything. Then he leaps on me, crushes me, 60 sanity. That's huge. That's why this is, to me, is like one of the more annoying mobs. But since it only happened to me once, because I used my mount trinket there, I was able to get out of there sooner than I wanted to, or much sooner than I wanted to. So that's good. I don't like fighting this mob where I did fight it, and normally I don't. Usually I pull him down even more so I can get more use of the space that I want. But I think I just want to hurry up and get out of this run, because at this point I was kind of like, alright, I'm bored of this division. Like, I just want to hurry up, get my 470 piece, hopefully get good corruption, and I can get the hell out of here and make a video on YouTube. So I kind of got a little careless, which is probably, it was, for me personally, was the biggest reason I failed so many 5 mask attempts, was because I was just like, alright, I need to get out of here. Alright, I want to do something else. This is taking too much of my time. I want to get out of here, go play something else, do like more Mythic Plus or whatever, play another character. Like, yeah, like that was just my biggest downfall, and these were me trying to rush through everything. So that's got to be like my number one tip, is just to take your time with these, like a lot, like a half hour. Like, okay, I'm about to do a 5 mask horrific vision. This part here is pretty annoying because of my character model. Yeah, pretty annoying. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna, like, if you're sitting down about to crush a 5 mask run, just say, okay, here's a half hour set to the side. I'm gonna give myself a half hour to do this, because that's probably what I need to do it slowly at my own pace and just feel comfortable with it. If you think you need more, then take more. That's like the best advice I can provide, is take it at your own pace that's comfortable to you, and then just go from there. Because if you try to rush it, or you try to do a speed run, if you try to do something like that, you're opening up that door to failure, pretty much. Opening up that door to mistakes because you tried doing it too quick, we're just being careless. And I've learned from that, and now I'm pretty much crushing 5 mask runs. Even though I only do it like once a week, I still I go into it like, okay, I'm gonna get this 470 piece real quick, hopefully get good corruption. If not, then whatever. Okay, so we're finishing up this zone here. And you'll see I make a play to get my Gift of the Titans proc, because the timing didn't work out for me. but you'll see what I'm talking about here in the next few seconds. Just burn all these mobs down. So here I was actually kind of thinking of using an orb, just because I haven't used a cheat death or a single orb. I was like, I might as well play completely safe. Like, I'm in the clear at this point. Like, the only way I'll fail this run is if I just totally mess it up on my own. So I thought about playing completely safe, but then I was like, what? No, I'm just gonna keep going. So I see, look, I circle it with my mouse there. It just came off the cooldown, so it's ready to be procced by any mob, like any critter, anything I kill is ready to come back. So I try and use that to my advantage here, and you'll see I do get the proc, and so I kill one, and I get the proc, and then so I kind of kite the other one into the boss, just because I want to use as much of that proc as I can, and you'll see it here. So, and also I kind of messed up here. This boss is not very deadly to me, but I just turn and I burn it. I think it's because I saw my sanity was pretty low, so you see I use all my cooldowns down here. My Shadow Fiend, my Berserking Racial, and then my Mount Trinket all get used, and I just pump damage like at 115k. Like, I'm pumping into this boss right now, and that was not needed because this boss really is not that like deadly to me. Like, after I made that play, I was like, ah, shit. Like, now I'm gonna have to either wait for cooldowns to come back for Thrall, or just say F it and go for it. So I did do the latter of that, just say F it, I'm gonna go for it. And I decided I was just gonna use the drums there, just to kind of make up for that, me not having cooldowns at the pull. So that's something else to think about. Like, that was poor planning cooldowns on my part, honestly. I knew that as soon as I did it, I was like, damn it, like, why did I just pump all that DPS into him? So hopefully you guys are watching this and learning, like, okay, like, this mob action, it was hard for him, but not hard for me, so I know I'm not going to pump cooldowns into this guy. Or, okay, that mob is also hard for me too, so I'm going to try and play like he did and pump cooldowns into him like that guy did. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are just watching this and kind of like learning from it. So there goes the Void Quills. They just, look at that, negative 30 sanity, just like ticking. So a play I did there, I spawned an orb, got myself to 100, and the orb stays there. Like, it stays for a set amount of time, and you can go benefit from it again. So you can spawn it in like a tactical place where you can keep benefiting from it and try and fight mobs in there. That way, like, whatever sanity damage you are taking, you can also gain some of it back by staying inside the orb. So that's what I was doing there. Get rid of one void boar, quill boar, whatever they are, and then now into Thrall. And now, like, this is it, like, the key's done. I know I'm getting it. The only way I don't get it is if I just, like, completely lose focus and just get hit by all his mechanics. But I was so close to the end, I'm just going to play it through and finish it off strong. It felt so bad not having cooldowns, though, honestly. I wish I did. But that's something I'll know for the next time an Orgrimmar 5 Mastermind I try and do is I don't need to pump cooldowns into that last boss I just did. I'll save at least one or maybe even two for Thrall. And that's the route I just did on this video is the normal route I usually do for Orgrimmar runs. Stormwind is still haven't really figured out like my most comfortable route. I think I usually go the opposite end of Mage Quarter first. So whatever, I forget that one, what the name of the quarters are. But whatever Mage Quarters, kind of, if you press M, it's on the right side of the map. I usually go to the left. But yeah, that's it. The route I did for Orgrimmar is kind of my static route that I do usually every run. And you'll notice actually I did not pick up the damage buff or the crit buff because I looked for the damage buff is not there. The crit buff I honestly kind of forgot about, but there's a crit buff guy in the transmogrification room. I'll actually go back after this and show you guys where the crit buff is at. So I do a cool little dance, trying to get myself just give myself a better chance at getting a good piece. And this piece is actually pretty good. It's not terrible. Crit haste, but look what I already got. The secondary stats are better on the 470 piece I got. Racing Pulse is good, but it doesn't actually fit my corruption balance right now. with what I got going on, I prefer to stay below 40. I don't want that extra drama of dealing with, here comes a failed / wave attempt, but I don't want the extra drama of a thing from beyond. So I have a bunch of corruption pieces in my bag just because it's fun. Like, they're very fun to have and to like play with and see like, okay, what plays can I make with this corruption setup or this corruption setup? Like, you can start making builds now. Like, it's really great what they did with the game, honestly, with the corruption and the vendor. I knew they were going to go with some type of vendor targetable corruption or something, and I'm glad they came out with it. I wish they would have come out with it sooner, but yeah, like, it's awesome in my opinion. So let me go back here. So let's start the video. Okay, let's let it play from here. So if you're familiar with Orgrimmar, you know where the transmog room is, and just regular Orgrimmar, you're just there, like not in the vision, you're there just like moseying about. So boom, right there. You see this? How it's highlighted in white or yellow? I can click that, spawn a mob, he provides a crit buff once I kill him. I kind of forgot about it, honestly, but this is for you guys if you need all that extra stuff. Like, you use, okay, I'm only a 455 player, I just got rank 15 or something, I just got my my Gift of the Titans on the Mother Tree, like whatever it may be. There are things in the runs that like help you out so much to make it so much easier, like the potions that give you sanity, healing, defense, breath of fire, these damage buffs here. There's a lot of that stuff in the run. Unfortunately, this is not that type of video. There are other videos out there from players who do this way more than I do that can pretty much tell you, okay, this is where everything is, and this is where all these potions are, this blah, 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 all these consumables that you can use. But yeah, this video is just to show Discipline Priest can do this type of content and with relative ease. Like, I did not use any consumables besides the drums. So if you're watching this as a Discipline Priest and you're kind of on the ropes, like, should I go for it? Should I split Shadow? I don't know. Let this be your motivator, please, to go ahead and just give it a shot. Like I said, my number one piece of advice would be to just take your time. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about anything, what I did, why I did it, the pulls I made, the gear I ran, whatever, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching.